Hello everyone, in today's video, well, we're going to do a little bit of a dust-up or a toss-up here. Now, one of my friends was saying, well, can you use command for the purposes of, simulating giant aerial melees? And I said, well, yeah, there's no reason why you can't do that. And then he's like, well, what happened if you took the Blitz in England and kind of expanded it a little bit and see what would happen if you basically threw, half the air forces at each other and kind of saw the results? And I said, all right, I guess I'll give that a try, and I'll make a video explaining it. So let's find out. So what we have today is I have my London airport here loaded up with Spitfire Mark 14s. The Spitfire Mark 14, a neat little airplane here. Gotta love how the tail got a little longer, the nose got a little longer here. The big thing with this one, though, is it's got these two 20mm cannons. Now, the reason I'm interested in this especially is because if I click on these particular cannons, I notice that their percent of hit is 50%, and their damage is exactly 1. Now, you're probably going, okay, that's fine. I don't know why that's a big deal. But let's swing over to Germany real quickly here, and we have ourselves some Messerschmitt's BF109 G6s. We'll grab one of these guys real quickly, and let's see how much damage points these folks have. Damage points. 3. Okay, that's the first thing I find interesting. The second thing I like to see is we have two of these different weapon systems on board. We have these, which have a 50-50 shot. I'll go back to Germany real quickly. And we also have these, the MG-151s, which have another 50-50 shot. But that also means that both cannons get to fire. Now, I'm sitting there going, okay, so who's going to win here? Who's going to win? Again, you remember doing these things as a kid, I'm sure. So I notice that my agility here is 3, my damage ability is about 3 as well, and I do a pretty significant amount of damage here. Now, keep in mind, I try to keep things as even as possible as far as numbers here. Again, I'm not cheating or anything along those lines. So we'll swing over to here, and I see that he also has 3. So mechanically, mathematically, you're sitting here going, well, the Germans have 2 different guns. Each one has a 50-50 shot. That's going to be a 62.5% shot or whatever ends up being total. And we also know that they have exactly equal damage points. It should be a fairly even toss-up here. So let's find out what happens. I'm going to hit my play button here, go ahead and speed up time. And this is one of the things I love about this game, is you can just do silly stuff like this. So everybody gets launched at once, and the first problem you're going to run into is, everybody remembers this, is the mega conga line that you tend to get whenever you run scenarios like this. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to order them to mark these guys as hostile. Actually, what I'll do to make this even more efficient is I'll actually go to add edit sides. This is great, by the way, if you're working with some kind of AI. You can actually come here and say auto side ID, and that makes it much simpler if you're trying to worry about identification. This also means my scenario is going to be a little bit smoother. By the way, these are all groups of 6, in case you're wondering. So my first couple groups are immediately diving in on these guys here. Well, let's see, we got an altitude. Let's see, what are we doing here? We don't know yet, because we have to get a better visual on them. But what's going to happen is the first group is going to basically start tangoing with this one. And what I always love is that when they try to do these head-on strikes, which is what they're doing right now, and you can see they're attempting on one of those kind of maneuvers, they sort of exchange. So everybody gets hit a little bit. Some people don't get hit a little bit. This guy over here, he's going to start doing his big old donuts here. Of course, it's everybody's favorite. It's the command loop, I like to call it. It's the big circle everybody gets in. So I'm watching everybody kind of split out, kind of go in their different directions. They're starting this kind of the general little melee here. Eventually, this group will get wiped out, though, because we know that these other airplanes are going to come join in on the fun momentarily. Now, this is where you have to go, what can I do to make this a little bit more intense? And I can think of something pretty much right away. I'm going to grab this group right here. I'm going to grab this group right here. I'm going to grab this group right here. I'll grab this group. I'll grab this group right here. Let's grab this group right over here. Yeah, let's switch over to the other side real fast. Now let's grab this group here. Let's put them here. Let's grab this group here. Okay, this looks pretty good so far. Put this group right here. I'm going to grab this group, put them right in the middle here. This is always fun to do. Okay, now we've got a melee. Let's find out what happens. I've done this with the Marianas turkey shoot, by the way. It's pretty intense with 300 airplanes coming at once, but let's go ahead and take a look at this in our little 3D view here. See if it's as less intense as I expected it to be. And let's kind of see what's going on. Oh, look at that. Oh, that's fun. Now, I've actually played in DCS trying to create scenarios this large, but once you get up to a certain size, let's just say that my computer doesn't like it very much, and I have a pretty powerful computer. Now, one fun thing you can do here is you grab one of this guy and use this guy as who's going to be the one to get him. And of course, it is not actually night here. I'm a little disappointed with that, but that's probably something I did. We got these two guys diving. He's going to come cutting across him. And again, you could make an entire action war movie out of this. Oh, looks like we got a cheat. Oh. It looks like they exchanged each other. That wasn't so good. All right, so I'll go ahead and speed up time a little bit and let everybody kind of work out their differences, so to speak. Go to this mode. Oh, boy. Now, that's what I call a toss-up. I like how every once in a while an airplane retreats back home who's received enough battle damage. Oop, my computer's running faster now. Things must be sorting themselves out. And it looks like the Spitfires are going to be on charge here. They're going to chase him down. Are they going to get him before they get on the ground? Let's find out. Let's find out. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. AAA, by the way, is always a great way to nullify that particular capability. So that was our first little run here. Let's go ahead and go up to our losses and expenditures and see what happened. So it looks like we lost half of our Spitfires, which is significant. We also went through, I'm not even going to work out the multiplication there, 50 times 457. Wait a minute, I will. That's 22,850 rounds of 20mm cannon. On the flip side, Germany lost all but 3, so they have basically 2-to-1 kind of a thing. And they went through plenty, and apparently exactly 1 drop tank. So that must have been something kind of left over from before. So we can see that it seems, despite our calculations, the Spitfires actually did a really, really nice job. I'm actually sort of curious real quickly here. What was the agility? The agility's the same. So it just goes to show you that like little tiny things can make a pretty big difference. So what fun is it if we don't take this too far? So let's experiment a little bit more. This is kind of an add-on to what he was asking for, but too bad. We're going to go through. So I'm going to leave my folks up at London City Airport, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to improve the surface-to-air missile capability of the United Kingdom here. We'll get a little bit not cool. Let's see here. We'll do Nike. We'll do the Hercules would be certainly fun, but we'll go with the good old-fashioned ones here. Turkey. Actually, we don't want Turkey. We really want the United States version. Do we get the nuclear version? Because if it is, it'll be a lot more fun to play with. Let's see here. These are the B models. These are not the nuclear ones. Oh, it's no fun. We could always shoot Beaumarks. Beaumark. Ooh, here we go. Beaumark. Let's see here with the C model. We have the A model. Oh, look at this, how many launchers there are. C model. That's it. There we are. Nuclear Beaumarks. That sounds like fun. This will be fair, right? So let's grab this guy right here. Go ahead and grab him. Go ahead and set him to inherit. Let's see here. Ooh, boy, this will be fun. So we're going to go ahead and grab another one, put them over here. Beaumarks, by the way, are one of my least favorite missiles. They are also one of the missiles that historically have one of the longest ranges of any missile I know of. It's insanity. Like, one of these things will actually travel, 400 nautical miles, and it's a 1960s weapon. So, again, that's not terribly fair. But, of course, we're working with nuclear weapons now. So, of course, let's go grab our doctrine here. Control-Shift F9. We're going to go down to here, and we're going to allow nuclear weapons. And the other thing I'm going to do, too, is, like I say, I always hate nuclear weapons, but this is, for posterity here. Auto side ID, auto side ID. Let's see if we can make it so we don't lose any Spitfires, just thanks to our superior surface to everything. Let's go ahead and get a couple of Hercules. I don't want Hercules. Oh, I know what to do. Let's grab some SA-5Cs. Now, these are the fun ones because these particular version are actually the nuclear version, if I recall correctly. Nope, that's the fair. Oh, we need this one. It's going to be the one that's going to... The Bs are the ones with the nuclear. Look at the size of that weapon. Check it out. There it is. Nuclear. So let's grab one of those. This is so unfair. And we'll go grab another one of those. And I think that should be a lot of fireworks over the English channel here. Let's find out. I'm going to pause everything. Time's kind of speed up. And whoop, they've already got missiles launching, and I haven't even done anything yet. Look at this. The best part, though, is notice the Beaumarks, even though they have incredible range, miss all the time. Because they're basically cruise missiles. All right, I believe all these guys went down to low altitude. And here comes the next round of Beaumarks. A couple SA-5. Oh, boy, here we go. There it is. Oh, yeah, nuclear weapons. I just love the Beaumarks just being worthless right now. They're just like basically nuking France. That's not very good. All right. Oh, our Spitfires are getting close. Hopefully this is an SA-5. Oh, no, there's a Beaumark again. Come on. Uh-oh, here they come. So now our Spitfires are about to become victims of nuclear technology. Oh, boy. It's just raining missiles over in France right now. This has got to be bad. All right, everybody's kind of doing their thing here. They're doing their thing. A little surprised that these guys are having a tough time firing here. No, they are granted to fire nuclear weapons. I was really expecting to see quite a bit more of those big white flashes, but it seems that this little tussle is making things interesting here. I believe that warhead actually malfunctioned. Where are you going? Now there's a big old tizzy here in the middle. The Spitfires are kind of working the differences out. A bunch more of these missiles fire. But as you can see, everybody basically went to ground here and got so low that they weren't able to effectively be engaged, which is kind of sad. But again, these kind of things happen. All right, we got this guy going here. And again, this is despite my efforts of adding all these surface-to-air missile batteries to kind of make things interesting. Oh, there's one. You got too high altitude. This is real fun to do with B-52s, too, because it just like rains B-52 pieces. Here comes a couple. Whoop, there's another one. I feel like the Spitfires are doing worse. What probably isn't helping here is the fact that they keep getting hit with nuclear shockwaves every once in a while. And I believe... Oh, look at this. Oh, boy. I wonder how many missiles I've fired. We'll find out in a minute, I'm sure. All right. Looks like the United Kingdom has succeeded once again here. Oh, we'll let them take care of that last one. And let's take a look at how worse things were when we added in extra weapons. So we lost exactly the same amount as we did last time. And you can see that we also accidentally destroyed their airfield with a nuclear weapon when we tried to take a pot shot at one of them as it was flying over. So hopefully this video is kind of interesting. Like I said, toss-ups like this are kind of fun. One thing I'd love to do is do like 300 F-22s against like 300 MiG-29s and just kind of see how it plays out. It gets messy, but it's also a lot of fun to watch. Enjoy.